Stop recording.
Assalamu alaikum. So
Test.
here is the app that we are instructed to build for our midterm exam in CSE489 course. So let us run this app first, then I will explain the functionality step by step.
Run
Okay.
app.
So
Notification. Install successfully finished in 77 milliseconds.
here's the app is running, alhamdulillah, without any errors at least. So you can see
Action.
in this app the interface.
Extended action tool.
Basically, in this app, there are three options in the bottom, three menus: overviews. This is on the overview, then the record, and then the new entry. So what this app actually does is actually we have given an API. From the API, this app is actually fetching the locations.
Run anything panel. Edit run test.
Sorry. So fetching the locations, and it is displaying the location with latitude and longitude. So let us navigate to the overview tab first.
Look at tool window.
So here's
Medium
the
phone API 36.1 tool window panel.
So overview tab is actually showing the overview of the locations in map. For this task I am using the OpenStreetView. So you can see, you can zoom in to even see the locations further. You can zoom out. So that's basically the feature I have implemented it using the OpenStreetMaps that are available instead of using the Google Map, because it is not free. So that's the thing. And I have one more feature in this tab, that is when I will click a particular location. For example, click the location. Here you can see the info is shown using something Jaipur Hat. Basically this location is showing the info of the location. If I click the other location similarly, it's basically a test I have added actually, so it's actually showing the info. Okay, so that's the functionality of the overview. Then the record. Then the record tab is showing these locations individually. Like we have seen it in map, now it is showing in list view. This is very useful for editing and manipulating the location. So there's I have
action toolbar.
It. Then I will have the last tab, which is new entry. From here I can add new location. For example, let's add Dhaka. Latitude, I forgot the latitude of it. Let's say for example 25.55500. Longitude, I'm not sure. Let's add 89. I guess will be inside the Bangladesh point 3550. So let me try. For some reason it seems like this app crashed, but actually it's not.
Action toolbar.
If I look at it, you can see the locations are successfully added. Okay, so I don't know what is the reason of this behavior. So that's the location is successfully added in my app. So that's the core functionality of my app. So let's now move on to the coding part, or the part explaining the structure of this app. Okay, so first main file that is responsible for everything is this one right here.
Level.com.example dialog select level 7 dialog.
The main activity file.
Main activity.
So everything starts from here. So my stack is using my stack I have implemented using the Kotlin and native Android Studio. And here you can see the import functions. Basically this is responsible for displaying the whole thing. So to explain this, in this layout I have used fragments. So the screen that you can see here,
test snapshot.
The screen that you can see here, right here is the screen. It is actually a fragment. I have one activity only.
Main activity.
If I show you my manifest file.
Example. Bottom menu. Level 6 menu. Level 5 mapping. Values not Android manifest.
Okay, here's my manifest file.
Android.
You can see that there is only
Android theme equals.
there's only one activity. So my
Android.
whole
Closed.
structure is based
Project.
on one activity only, but using the fragments. So now the main the
Right.
here the main activity file is responsible for this, and these boxes you can see are responsible for the other file that
Rest.
I'm showing
Menu.
you.
Layout land.
So
Level 6 layout land
layout.
selected. Layout.
So you can see
Bottom sheet.
here
Bottom sheet landmark. Activity main dot exit. Level
this is
7
my
activity
main
main dot.
layout. This is my main layout, which based on
Run anything.
which other
Android. Run
layouts and
filter.
everything are
Filter. Android.
working.
Run any. Test. Android student.
Oops, sorry.
Android 0. Filter. Grab. Less loading progress greater.
So here's my main layout, and
Less right
here's
tool.
the menu that you can
Lock and tool
see
window.
at the bottom. This menu is cause
Less map view
this
container.
menu is for
Less slash linear layout.
this layout for this file. If I navigate to this menu,
Android menu equals at menu slash bottom nav menu slash greater.
bottom nav menu. So
Menu.
if I
Item landmark dot XML.
navigate to this file,
Project tool. Level 7 box.
so here is
Less
the
slash menu
file.
greater.
I guess you might able to see the menu, 3 entries, right? Entry and record and overview. Okay, so this is responsible for this. Now
Close.
move on.
Alt.
Now let's explain
Activity
the
main
API, how the API is
Activity
working.
project more.
So basically,
Fragment network. Select
how the data fetch and other APIs are working. If I move here,
Level dialog selected. Network.
here you
Rest.
can see that 5 packages. So the COM
Rest.
example main, this package is responsible for
anything panel.
displaying everything like the main logic, and you can see the
Model
model.
test. Level
This
7
model is
landmark.
responsible for data fetching. You can see the
Slash show dialog.
JSON
Class landmark
format,
dialog.
like
Fun
you
show and
can
dialog.
see,
Companion object. Fun blank. Class land blank. Interface landmark dialog listener. Slash show blank. Companion object.
let me show you it.
Fun show edit dialog. Slash show dialog for editing an existing landmark.
This you can see that various functions, these are responsible for actually
Return exit
API
positive button.
like
landmark.
structure. Like usually the data are represented in API using JSON. So
Return
this
exit positive button.
is
Landmark.
responsible for extracting the data from JSON or sending the data. Okay, this is responsible
Media
for
close.
this.
Project
Now,
tool. Left tool.
move on to model.
Dialog.
to this.
Level 6 dialogs. Dialogs. Adapter. Landmark. Dialogs.
Oops, sorry, actually I have
Model
shown you
selected.
the wrong file.
Levels. Landmark.
This one is
Run
the
function.
model file.
Test. And
So responsible
Well, longitude.
for model, actually I have shown you the wrong file. So this one is responsible for models. I mean the extraction or of JSON. This is responsible for model. So this
return
is the
function
model.
formatted. Landmark. Close. Landmark. Close.
And
Project tool.
for networking and establishing connection
Model. Level
with
6 model selected. Expand.
API,
Network selected.
the
Collapse
network
5.
package has been used.
Level 7 API service selected 1 of 2. Retrofit client. API service.
So here you can
API.
see the
Blank.
first let me
Retrofit.
show you
Project
the
tool window.
retrofit client.
Private value HTTP. Object retrofit client. Private blank. Private level equals HTTP logging intercept.
So
API service.kt. API
API
fun
service,
field.
this is
ID.
actually
ID.
responsible for making the
update landmark at form URL.
connection at the higher
Fun create
level.
landmark. At post. API.
Like you can see at post,
At all less maps. At delete.
these are the
At post.
method.
At form
Like
URL encoded.
then you can see
Fun at form URL encoded. At delete. API.
at delete, post, get, all methods are in this file. And
Close.
for implementing these files provide like a structure or the way to
Call less map, less string.
way for the whole program to
Slash but we're-
communicate.
Retrofit client.
Basically you can see that define the rules, and
Retrofit,
this
private
file is actually responsible for doing the
Private
work
validate.
in hand. Like you can see the
Object
base
retrofit.
URL here.
Level private const val base URL blank. Private const val base URL equals HTTPS slash.
Here's the base URL of the API. Okay, then other helpful functions that are responsible for being in communication.
Private retro. Close.
So this
Close.
is the
API
task
service.
of
API. Close.
the
Retrofit client.
networking tab.
Close. Project tool.
So let's
Left toolbar.
networking packages. Sorry. So let's move on to
Network. Project.
the
Model selected. Dialogs. Com.example. Test. Adapter.
adapter. So what the
Level
adapter
7
is doing,
landmark adapt.
this adapter class is actually,
Error. Crossfade.
in
True.
short, this
Value equals
adapter
layout.
is basically we have fetched the data and we have data in our hand, but we have to display it, right? So this adapter class is communicating another
Private
layout.
world.
Let me show you.
Toggle.
Res.
Active layout. Project level 7 activity main.xml select bottom sheet landmark.xml selected dialog landmark.xml selected fragment overview.xml item landmark.xml select.
Here you can see the item landmark XML. This is responsible for this lower level box creation, and by manipulating from the storage the data I have collected,
Medium
this
phone
file
landmark
has
adapter
been used. So this file basically এই ফাইলটা কি করতেছে যে এই ডেটাগুলোকে এখানের মধ্যে নিয়ে আসতেছে, এই বক্সগুলোর মধ্যে ডেটাগুলোকে ভরে দিচ্ছে. For that purpose this file has been used.
Override file.
So
Close.
this
Item
is মানে এটা হচ্ছে this is the explanation of the high level API of this box, and এবার let's come back to the view.
Medium phone API 36.
How this is working. So এটা কিভাবে কাজ
Close.
করতেছে for this.
Item landmark closed. Medium phone.
The main responsibility of this is the
Rest.
this
Layout.
fragment.
Layout.
Let me
Layout.
show
Toggle
you.
selected collapse one of. Level 5 rest. Level rest. Network. Net. Model selected. Dialog selected. Collapse 3. Com.example.test selected. Level view model selected. Collapse 2 of main activity selected. 3.
show
View
you.
model selected. Collapse fragment selected.
Here you can see
Level 8 overview fragment selected. 1 of 1.
the
Overview fragment.
fragment. That this fragment is responsible for displaying the
View
map.
find view by ID less text.
But how the location will be fetched from the map? But how the map, this file or fragment will know that how new locations are fetched? For this, I have used NVVM, model view model. So data are fetched from
Medium.
from the API, and then these data are shown in this map. So for this view model components has
Fragments.
been
Project
used.
tool window panel. View model selected. Collapse. Level 8 landmark.
So this has been used
Funds
for
landmarks
the
dot fund delete landmark.
purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
Over landmark view landmark
So
overview
let
fragment
me
dot key close.
close this.
Landmark view close. Project
Now you have seen the functionality of this,
Medium
but
phone
how this is implemented, right? So for this, I
dialogs.
previously accidentally opened and shown you
Adapter.
the wrong file.
Dialog selected. Collapse
This
3.
dialog
7.
file.
Landmark.
Yeah. This dialog file is
Context.
responsible for this task. You can see all the imports and all the helpful functions. So this dialog file is responsible
Run
for
editing panel.
all
Edit run test.
the
Android Studio. Medium phone
dialogues,
API 30.
right? Giving the values and handling this. Okay, this is responsible for this. So let me cancel this up. I don't want to add location now. So this file is
/ create and show the
responsible for
dialog.
this. So in short, if I summarize and say, it is like the locations are fetched from the API, then it is formatted and displayed in this way.
1775.
This fetched locations are also communicated to this map for display, and if I want to add new location, then from here I can push the locations are formatted in this way. Now these are the top level overview of my app. So let me quickly explain the challenges that I have faced. So first challenges, you can see as a visually impaired student, I have to use the screen reader, right? So for the screen reader support, you can see there is no screen reader support here.
Medium phone API 36.
No way that I can
Action toolbar.
get help. Even I can't read these locations. It's impossible for me. So I have to go to the source code and face the locations. And for this, what I did is actually I browse this API using my browser and read the locations. Then I got sure that the locations are in there, and I counted it like I have 3 locations, right? So I counted it. I have visited this link in my browser, and I have also counted it there. So from this way, I have overcome these challenges, and you can see I am using the magnifier of Windows. It's basically Windows magnifier and color inversion, because you can see this is dazzling for my eyes, so I have to use color inversion. So that's the challenge that I have faced. And more challenge is that actually you can see that somehow Android Studio is now working, but there's a high chance that Android Studio could crash with my screen reader. So
Landmark.
this is actually the problem.
Cache.
So in this way, I face challenges, I have to overcome it, and and maybe and various time I since I am working with Kotlin, I have encountered many errors, weird errors that take in a huge amount of time for solving. Okay,
OBS
so that's
reloadable.
the overview of my work and the midterm app.
0. Stop recording.